Good morning and good to have you back with us at Erasmus TV. Work pressure has increased due to the online education. Here to share her experiences is Hellen Gubby. She's a lecturer at Rotterdam School of Management. Also here is our president of the executive board, Hans Smits. Hellen, social media is overflowing with people who are painting, decorating, reading or sharing tips to fight off boredom. Is it something you could use?
It sounds very attractive. I'd like that, but unfortunately, I'm too busy.
Yes. What are your experiences with work pressure in the current situation?
It's a big shift. You're going from face-to-face lectures to a totally digital environment. And one of the things that I think a lot of people feel is missing that face-to-face contact, meeting up with your students, meeting up with your colleagues, having lunch together, that's all gone. So that is, I think, a downside. The other side of this is, of course, you have to then get a new set of skills. So, for example, I had never used Panopto before, and now I have to record lectures. So first of all, you have to kind of learn how to use Panopto. So, yeah, there are a number of challenges about working at home. And I'm one of the lucky ones. I don't have young children running around. So it's difficult enough even without young children.
Yeah, we asked several of your colleagues, lecturers here at the university, record a vlog on how they experience work pressure. Well, it won't surprise anyone. Many people were simply too busy to do it. But we found, luckily, somebody who had just enough time to record this small vlog.
Hallo, ik ben Karin Willemse, assistant professor aan de ESHCC en ik ben gevraagd om te reflecteren op de vraag of de coronacrisis de werkdruk heeft verhoogd. Nou, ik zou zeggen met 300, misschien wel 400%. Enerzijds natuurlijk het feit dat we al ons onderwijs, tutorials, lectures om moeten zetten zodat ze digitaal bij de studenten terecht kunnen komen. Dat vergt heel veel onderzoek naar de meest geëigende manier om dat te doen. Ik moet veel nieuwe digitale technieken onder de knie krijgen. Het vereist ook heel veel vergaderen met collega's hoe dat te doen. Maar voor mijzelf is eigenlijk de grootste bron van stress dat ik niet meer aan mijn onderzoek toekom. Dat alles zo ontzettend veel investeringen, zo ontzettend veel tijd vraagt. En ik zoveel achter mijn beeldscherm zit om te overleggen, te zoomen, te teamen. Dat ik helemaal niet meer mijn onderzoek kan doen. En daar heb ik wel geld voor binnengehaald. En ik heb wel beloftes gedaan over publicaties. Dus ik zou eigenlijk willen pleiten voor een verlenging van alles en nog wat. Maar zeker voor een verschuiving van het academische jaar. Niet alleen in Nederland, niet alleen in Europa, maar wereldwijd. Zodat we eigenlijk allemaal iets meer ruimte en iets meer tijd krijgen om in deze tijden van corona iets ruimer in onze tijd te komen zitten. Waardoor we en kwaliteit kunnen leveren, maar ook ruimte houden voor onze andere prioriteiten. Dat gezegd hebbende zou ik zeggen, take care, stay calm and stay healthy. Okay. Bye.
Do you recognize this, Hellen, perhaps from your own work or from colleagues?
Oh, absolutely. The first, I would say at least the first week, I felt all I was doing was organizing things and getting used to working in a significantly different way. I often have the feeling that I don't actually get round to my academic work at all. That's something that seems to come in the evenings. Yesterday, for example, I had wall-to-wall Zoom meetings. So yes, I do get it, absolutely.
Hans, the HR director just said the other week here in Erasmus TV that we can't expect the same results of employees, but students might expect more. They still want grading, they still want, well, their lectures, they still want to have their paper or their all their marks this year. And of course, university did already a lot for employees. People can go to Open Up to talk, but what would you say even more? Can you help employees with their workload?
Well, we do fully realize that there is an extra workload for many of our employees. And what can you do? Well, first of all, I think you have to show appreciation. That you fully realize that that's the situation now. Give a present. We do, some people do. It's also important because that is also appreciated very much. Secondly, you have sometimes to reset priorities. Sometimes if you have to, but otherwise discuss it with your manager and say, well, I cannot do, we heard it from one of our employees, we have to delay research. But then, of course, you have financial commitments, you have committed publications, so your manager should help together, go to the external parties and said we have to reset priorities. And we have to support that definitely. Third, also invest in extra social contact with your employees. And a number of faculties are doing that. They have social coffees, they have drinks, digital, but we do. And that's also appreciated very much. Then, about the students, also there it's managing expectations. So be open and transparent, be honest. Explain also to students that we do anything to help them to get a diploma and to reduce the delays. But we cannot do all and we cannot satisfy all the students. But if you are open, manage expectations, I hear that a number of students, now maybe a lot of students, do understand the very challenging situation we are in.
Yes. Hellen, would you say that a lot of your colleagues, perhaps, because you're of course here sharing your experiences, but do you think it's easy for people to open up to students or to their bosses?
I do think there's been quite a lot of open discussion. I think one of the problems is that the policymakers at the Erasmus are in the situation that they're having to make it up as they go along. And that leads to ad hoc arrangements, which sometimes can even change 2 days later. And the teacher is kind of left in the middle between the policymakers and the students who want certainty in a very, very uncertain world at the moment. And it is difficult. If you've already produced a multiple choice exam for the big bachelor cohort that's then got cancelled, are you now supposed to turn that into an open book essay type exam? And if you are, you certainly can't do that in 5 minutes. And again, grading that would have been done on a machine if it's multiple choice now has to be done in a far more labour intensive way. So yes, there are immense pressures on teachers, and whether the quality can be maintained, I don't know. People will certainly do their best, but everything is having to be done in a very short time, and guidelines quite often change, so teachers are not always sure exactly what they are supposed to be producing.
One final question, Hans, because it is uncertain for a lot of people, and perhaps if you're employed here for for many years already, it's different from when you have a temporary contract. Of course, all the faculties has to decide for their own. But do you have perhaps some words for people who are worried?
Well, I can imagine that people are worried, but in general, there is much more work to do than before the crisis. So if at some places where people have a temporary contract see that there is not so much work on that moment or in that month, please ring your finger and say, I will do anything, please. Where is the workload very high? Can I help? Can I change a little bit? Can I learn a little bit? And then I can help in another faculty, in another department. I would advise them to do that.
Wow. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Hellen, also for calling in. And thank you all for watching today. Take care of yourself, and I hope to see you back here on Monday with the next episode.